Hello everyone, it's the Upgrade Rider here. If you are on the lookout for your first bike, you are at the right place. Join me as I share my journey, how I selected Xpulse 200 4B in 2024 and how you can select your first bike. The first time I correctly let go of the clutch without jerking or stalling was a magical experience. I cruised for around 10 kilometers straight and I could not stop. I was not willing to. From that specific moment, I knew I could not wait till I get my own bike. But the road to owning my Xpulse was filled with twists and turns. Have you ever wondered what motivates us to buy our own bike? Maybe just like me, you have someone in your family who has amazing bikes and you have full access to them. But it does not quite feel as the same, does it? You want something that you can ride whenever, wherever and however you want. You want something that complements your unique personality and aesthetics. That's exactly how I felt. But Xpulse was not my top choice at that point. How do we choose the right kind of motorcycle for ourselves? There are cruisers, semi-cruisers, adventure tourers, dual sports, scramblers and also sports bikes. If you get your suggestion from someone who already rides a bike, they will always suggest you the type of bike they are riding right now. Like if you are going to someone who rides a sports bike, they will always suggest you buy a sports bike. But it is important that you find your own unique riding style and purchase the right kind of bike for you. I started my riding journey on a Bajaj Avenger 160. It was a cruiser bike. It was a great feeling to be relaxed while you ride from point A to point B. But after that, I started borrowing my brother's Classic 350. And then my priorities changed. The riding ergonomics and sitting comfort of a semi-cruiser like the Classic 350 felt much more compelling to me. You can do a motor tour, you can go on a trail adventure, you can also take your parents for a ride. After that, I also tried R15 from Yamaha, but it felt like it was more race-oriented, not suited for daily life. The riding posture was very aggressive and you cannot ride long on an R15. Then I got to try a Himalayan R411 one day and my entire worldview changed. Himalayan brought out something in me that was not there. It made me fall in love with off-roadings, riding on super tough terrains. And from that point, I always thought that I am going to get a Himalayan or I am not going to get a bike. But why did I buy Xpulse? After riding the Himalayan, I was so determined that I wanted to get that bike. There were no other adventure tourers in the market that offered the overall package that Himalayan 411 was delivering at that price range. I briefly looked at the KTM 390, but the budget was way out of my league. Because if I bought that bike, I would have an EMI on my head and I would not be able to afford other accessories like riding gears or the modifications. For that reason, I was dead set on getting a Himalayan. But sadly, after Himalayan 450 was announced, Himalayan 411 was discontinued. And I thought, okay, it's alright. Himalayan 450 was getting good reviews on YouTube. It has great features. It has a great machine. I thought, why not go with the Himalayan 450 and stretch the budget a little bit. But the Himalayan 450 was very close to the KTM 390 price bracket. And I did not want to spend that much of money on my first bike. Because this is my first bike. I am going to explore riding. I am going to explore terrains. I am going to experiment with it. There are going to be accidents. There are going to be slip-ups. I am going to scratch my bike. I am going to strain my bike. I am going to put dents on it. How can I afford the repairs if the bike that I am buying is taking all of my savings? I sat with a pen and paper one day and started listing the compromises that I would have to make to buy an Xpulse. I took 2 test rides of the Xpulse and I started to list down the sacrifices that I would have to make if I bought the Xpulse instead of the Himalayan 450. The Xpulse lacks power. We all know that. On highways, it will certainly feel like if there were more power, the cruising could be much more easier. But on the trails that I have been to, it did not feel like that Xpulse lacks power on the rough terrains. The second sacrifice that I would have to make was the sitting comfort. The Xpulse does not have a comfortable seat. Many would say that they don't feel it, but you start feeling it after 200 kilometers. And according to my family members, they start feeling it after 10 minutes. And the third point is the service center experience. The Royal Enfield service centers where I have been to, the mechanics are well trained, they are knowledgeable. But Hero Service Center does not feel like that. You will see at least one complaint online on the Hero Xpulse service experience each day. But there were many reasons why Xpulse was the perfect choice for me. The Xpulse is a reliable dual sports built for riding every terrain. It fulfills my desire to go everywhere and anywhere. The first pro about the Xpulse is its price. It comes at such an affordable price that I was left with ample money to buy my riding gears and also save up some more to buy the modifications that I am going to do on this. The second thing that I love about the Xpulse is the suspensions. During my test rides, I tried to bottom it out and I tried to go on the potholes intentionally, but the bike never gave me a jerk that would hurt my spine or that would hurt my elbows. And the headlights of this version of the Xpulse are adequate. You can see everything in front of you on high roads or on trails at night in normal weather conditions. Furthermore, the mileage. The full tank Xpulse gives you more than 400 kilometers range while you are riding on high road. You will never go broke fueling up this beast. Another factor that did not matter, but the weight of this Xpulse is at least 20 kilo less from the Himalayan 450. That gives you excellent maneuverability in the city and a good grip on the terrain on off-road trails. There are some bad reviews about the engine of the Xpulse 200, but I have not seen any bad reviews about the engine of Xpulse 204V OBD2 version. So once the pros outweighed the cons, one day I took out my smartphone and I ordered my Xpulse online. And to my surprise, the very next day I had my Xpulse in my garage. From that point on, I have ridden it about 2,500 kilometers and I have not regretted my choice at all. For someone like me who wants just enough to stay afloat in this world and wants to ride everywhere, anywhere, however they like, Xpulse gives the freedom to do so. So, how would you choose your first bike? It's all about finding the perfect match of your riding style, your budget, and your own unique style. Take the time, talk to different people, take multiple test rides of multiple vehicles. Consider your daily commute, your adventures, your long-time riding goals. Keep in mind about the power you need, about the mileage you need, and what aspires you to buy a motorcycle. And remember, buying the motorcycle is not the end of it. You have to buy riding gears, you have to pay for the modifications, you have to pay for the services and the maintenance. And that is how I chose the Xpulse 204V in 2024. I hope you liked my first video and it helped you choosing your first bike. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And if you think that I should come up with more videos like this, encourage me in the comments. Thank you.